Aloha, this is Betsy. Welcome back. Today I thought we would delve a little bit deeper into what actually happens during a session with a medium. I'm frequently asked, people are curious, some people are concerned, if you are calling in spirits to communicate with you, how do you know that you are not calling in darker forces, some type of mischief maker? And yes, I believe there are equal amount of light and dark. There's a balance to all things, as above, so below. Those types of sayings that you may have heard, may be familiar with. So I do ensure that during our time together, we are only calling in, honoring, and associating with beings of light that have our best intention in their beings with them. So to do that, we do a very simple grounding and centering ceremony and then a clearing prayer. And what this does is that brings us into full awareness within our body, gets us, defines our boundaries, our energetic boundaries, and then our clearing prayer makes sure that only beings of light come in communication with us. So, how does that work? Well, to begin with, we start with a few simple deep breaths. We close our eyes and relax, and we just breathe and start tuning in to our heart space, to our core space, and just noticing how we're feeling. And that will slow us down a little bit, bring us into a place of stillness. And at that time, we tune into awareness of our energy moving within our body. It may feel like any variety of things. It may feel like a buzzing or a tingling. It may feel like a current running through, like an electric current. It may feel like water flowing. Whatever symbolism that occurs to you is right for you, and it doesn't have to be any one particular way. We notice that energy flowing through us, and we send that to Mother Earth, down to the core of the earth, to Gaia, and we ask her to join with us. We send our energy down to her, and she sends her energy up to us. And we do enough cycles of breathing until we feel that connection as we breathe, our energy going out, her energy coming in an unending, unbroken cycle, a circle, so to speak, that we're connected to that unconditional love and grounded, safe, stable energy of the earth. Once we have achieved that, we turn our focus up to Father Sky, and we ask for the wisdom of the sky beings to come and join us. Again, we send our energy to our Father Sky, and we ask for his wisdom and patience to come. And we breathe through enough cycles of that until we feel, again, that continuous, unbroken connection from us to our Father in the sky. Those two things, when we get to that space, we typically feel very calm, very at peace, and yet very powerful. It is a delicate balance that is profound and, yes, can bring a deep sense of peace to us. Once that's achieved, then I will say a clearing prayer, and I encourage all of the people that come to sit with me to develop their own clearing prayer. That really you can use it at any time for any reason whatsoever. And if you're hoping to develop your intuitive skills further, a clearing prayer is a way of acknowledging, paying respect to, honoring those beings that comprise your spiritual team, and also to acknowledge and show respect to the beings that are willing to come and share information with us. So initially, that is what I do in my prayer. I acknowledge and pay respect and honor the beings that are always with me. I then insist that any negative energy in my space, a shared space, or even over a video communication space or a telephone communication space, I insist that any negative energy that doesn't serve our highest good be banished. And there are times when I will feel an angelic presence come in and escort some type of energy off to the light, so it may be set free as well. It happens very quickly. It's no big deal. Just that it's an energy that has served its purpose, and its purpose with us is finished. Then from that point, I do request that any teachers or guides that come to share wisdom do that with our highest intention only. So beings of light, beings of love, and this is when the wise beings come through, because the messages that come through are much, much wiser and more tuned in than any kind of advice or perspective I think I could probably offer on my own as a human. So once we have done that, oh, and I'm forgetting that we also do accept the truth of this, that we have honored our guides, we have banished darkness, we welcome in only light, and then we acknowledge that we believe that this is our truth now, and that we honor that and trust that the information that comes through to us is valid and important. I think that is a big key for me, is the trust that the information that I am receiving, that I don't try and filter it, that I don't try to rewrite it, and I don't try to suppress it, that the information that comes to me, I share with you. There are times when I ask for some clarifications. There are times when I ask for to dial down some colorful language. Yes, they have senses of humor. Yes, the guides can be bawdy at times. Never dull, never dull. And even if we do get some tough love coming through, that is always backed up by and followed up with messages of genuine love and encouragement and clarity, and that messages that we're all in this together, really. It's not us doing our thing and them out there somewhere, that we really are team members and we are experiencing these lives and these worlds together. So from that point on, in response to your questions, the things that you are curious about, the loved ones that you would like to contact, or whatever kinds of psychic impressions you've been receiving that you would like clarity about, that is when your desire to connect with your guides becomes crucial. If the receiver of the information wants to just sit and wait for some kind of a qualification, I myself experience being in an enclosed box. Without your connection, without your desire and your commitment to communicate, the information doesn't come to me typically. I can get information, and frequently I have, but there's been probably more times when without your query, your question, there's crickets. So mediums, I don't think, want to trick you into giving away information or exposing yourself or giving you things, leading, any kind of leading impressions for them to take a hold of and run with. I know I myself genuinely, I just simply want to pass the information on to the questions, the things that are on your mind, the things that you're curious about, the unresolved issues that you're seeking clarity. I'm here to help, and I feel like it's not my job. All I'm doing is passing information that you're seeking from your spiritual team. So I enjoy the laughter, the tears, the chicken skin moments. I experience them every bit as real as you do. I also experience the connection, the loving connection between you and your spiritual team and your loved ones. I feel that more than anything. And I like to say I get to marinate in a love soup for our shared time together. And that to me is a state of bliss. And so I do come out of these sessions feeling that state of bliss. There is effort expended, and I typically don't remember a whole lot of the conversation. So I think that's part of just being the empty vessel. And if there's any other questions you might have about this process, feel free to reach out. The link is there, and you can always check out my Facebook page. I have Heavens to Betsy, Mystical Maui Medium. I also have my own page, and I have my website, Betsy Palmer Medium, and of course this YouTube channel, Betsy Palmer Medium. So please like and share and subscribe. We're building, and I'm hoping that you found something of value here today. So until I see you again, a hui ho.